Hello everybody, and welcome to the first video in a series of videos where I cover the basics of Python. For this first video we're just going to cover exactly how to get Python onto your computer. That's pretty important because you can't program otherwise. To get started, just go to your favorite search engine using Google and go to python.org, and you might want to do /download and then that should get you there. But if you don't want to do that, python.org, click downloads, and you should go to the same place. The latest version, Python 3.9.6, you just want to click download and then of course just wait. And it should install, shouldn't be that hard. Alright, so the setup was successful. You can close out of that, and now Python should be completely installed into your computer. So how do we get started programming? Well, Python actually downloads with something called an IDLE. You just type IDLE in your search bar thing and you get Python IDLE. The 3.9 one is the one you want because you downloaded 3.9. If you're watching this in the future, it might be like 4.0 or something, and it'll show you Python 4.0 IDLE unless they change it. Hopefully they don't change it. Just click on that and boom, you get a whole window where you can edit Python. Right now this looks sort of like a command prompt, like it basically is a command prompt for Python. If you want to code in like an actual file and not just a command prompt, you can just click new file and boom, you have a Python file. You can code in Python. And of course there's also cool little colors. So this is a comment, you'll learn this in a future video, but it shows little colors and that's pretty cool. Of course you can code in the command prompt if you're that kind of person. And of course that works as well, you can code in the command prompt, but IDLE has all you need. But what if you don't want to code in the IDLE? What if you want to code in like an actual code editor? Well, there is actually a pretty cool code editor called PyCharm. It's just the one I use. There are plenty of other ones, but you can go to PyCharm and you can of course click the download, go through all that. I already have it, but once you're finished with the download, just do PyCharm and boom, you should have something that looks like that. So when that's finished downloading, it should look something like this. It looks pretty bland right now, there's nothing actually here. How you can fix that is first create a folder. Always create a folder for your work. I created a folder, it's right here. In my C drive, my users, my name, code projects, Python tutorial. Make it wherever you want, name it whatever you want. It doesn't matter, I don't care. Click on file, click on open, and boom, you should have a thing, and you just copy, just click on the white space, copy, paste that, and then that should go into your tutorial. At least that's what I named it, tutorial, but you can name it whatever you want. Open that, open in this window, and boom, look at that, you have a folder called tutorial. And of course it lets you make files, so you can just right click, new Python file, and just name it like py.py. .py is the signature for a Python file, so if you've programmed before, you might have heard of .java, .c, .js, .html. Python's is .py. And boom, you can code. Alright, so now that you made it this far, you can actually code, but to run the code you actually have to do a couple extra steps. First you go to File, and then Setting, the little wrench, and then you need to configure your interpreter. It should say No Interpreter first. If you don't see Python 3.9 here, don't sweat. You just have to go to little settings, click on Add, and then you have this. You should go to System Interpreter, and look at that, we have Python 39 here. If you don't see Python 39 at first, just click on the three dots, and then go to python.exe, and then open file location. So here you should see Python 38.exe. You go back one, you see Python 39, and there's a Python exe there. Just save this file path, copy it, and now paste it into here. And now you should see Python 39, open that, and then go to python.exe, click OK. and boom, you should have Python 39 right there. You just click OK. You should have Python 39, Python exe, but the problem is right here it says Python 3.7. Right now, I don't think PyCharm, at least my version of PyCharm, actually recognizes Python 3.9 because I haven't updated in a while, but hopefully for you it does say Python 3.9. Regardless, if you click on apply and you go in, now you should be able to write code. So now if you run this, it should run and it should say 10 as we expected. We'll actually go over what all this stuff does in future videos. This is more of just a test to see if it works. Alright, now with that done, that really does it for this video. This was the first video in a long series of videos of all the things you could do with Python. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.